so many
Okay,
stories.
Sentinels
And we're
against
kicking it
Gen.G.
off on Sentinels' home turf of Split.
They have been without a
They
doubt the best
insta
team
go
we've
for
seen
a
on
B
Split
hit,
in
and
recent
Sentinels wanted to
memory.
punish over towards
Gen.G
middle.
have a hell of a task, starting it
Ooh.
out on their opponent's map
Okay,
with Lotus
not
up
so
next,
much.
and as we saw in the video, it'll finish
Question
out
mark
on Breeze.
created,
Gen.G
and they
didn't
also
wanna pull
use the
Bind into
wall
the
here,
mix.
sorry, the
Lucky's
smoke
probably
here,
happy
which does
about that.
block
Bad
vision,
memories
so it kind of
from
creates
back in
the
day. As we start out the
potential
pistol round,
of them pushing to
Sentinels on
back
the
a site.
defensive side, 2 ghosts and a spread defense, but they're looking to crunch on mid after contact. For Gen.G, they've got players outside A and some looking to move into mid. It looks like we're going to have a scrap on our hands.
I'm trying to get this sound
If
right.
we've seen anything from this match or this matchup, we know that Gen.G are fantastic at adapting and learning. They played Paper X in the regular season on this
It's
map.
a fake over
Ended
towards
up coming
A.
back
Smoke
in
goes
this
in,
tournament
Dog goes over
and
towards
demolishing
Heaven,
them
but
on
they
it.
still have this info trip, which
Meteor,
pretty
though, in
much
this
gives them
round, he's looking
everything.
to sell a bit of a ruse, and he has done. A push coming
Yeah,
down
and
mid,
this
but
trip's
the
still
rest
being here. They're
of
kind of like,
Sentinels are
well,
all rotating over
let's
towards
clear
that
A
big site.
Heaven,
Not a
and then we can
member,
rotate
even
back.
in the right half of the map.
This is a pistol round that
And
plays out a
Gen.G
lot
just
less
walk
like a
in. So
coin
this is
flip.
kind of nice from
Both
them
teams
already.
reactively waiting on mid. Nothing happens, so the fake
David,
info
thank you
on
for
A
the
is
9
given
months, bro.
away.
Appreciate
The
you.
space is taken. Very nicely handled the
Liquid,
setup for
I mean,
post
it's
plant
a
situation.
rough start for them so
Sentinels
far.
send in a dog and some util though, and they're going to deny the plant altogether. But in the chaos, Texture's able to pick up one, and the nade buys them space. They can secure the site now, get a plant, and look
What
to
a
play
weird,
after.
weird
Meteor's
round, by the
also
way.
snuck
Tens is
up
in the middle
behind
of 2
Tens.
lurkers.
Didn't matter with Lackey is shutting him down, and these other players now locked in towards the spawn. Up top is Zelsis alone. But
Oh,
there's still some
wait, how is
fight
he still
left in
alive?
Sentinels. They don't want to give this round up just yet.
I mean, Zelsis would have to go really huge. There's a
Not wanting to
few
overextend.
low HPs.
Karen still, though, holding
Stay
on to
low.
some control, and they've spotted out Celsius. They know where both of these players are at this stage, and with the positions they currently hold, it's definitely not going to be easy for the side of Sentinels to get back into this one. Running out of time, need to try and isolate one of these jewels, and with the spot already coming in, the rest of the players line up like a firing squad.
Yeah, and they're just
All
waiting
in
for the
goes to
reaction.
John
Nicely
QT's
done.
with
Weird
fantastic
pistol,
clutches,
but
it's
nice
not
pistol.
happening this time.
A lot of
Gen.G,
pressure in
they
terms
will
of what
take
they
the
did.
pistol.
Just
And again,
Just
the
kept,
patience shown
Sentinels
by this
guessing,
attacking
really.
Side. You saw, as we said, Sentinels off rip, look for mid control. They don't get it. The fake is made by Gen.G, making noise on A, taking space, and they walk into B for free. But post plant, the idea to just send the 2 players in spawn and they sit there waiting, running the clock down. John QT couldn't go out and fight with his teammate because he's worried about a flank coming up through Heaven. This is a really nice pistol round from the side of Gen.G.
Yeah, it was cool.
I do like Sentinel's ideas as well because they laid a trap. Just
get
Gen.G
the
were too
outlaw
wise to fall
out. So we
into
get
it.
4
Now on the
guns,
attack
1
side,
pistol. So
you know, it's an
Gen.G
interesting
are allowed
battletone.
1
I have to
death
say
on this.
Texture is surprising me because I'll talk all
Dog
day
doesn't
long
see
about
this
the
guy.
benefits of playing this outlaw. I just don't expect to see it on the attack that often, but he's found success with it right off rip. Nobody on the defense has shields, so this weapon, even if they have light shields, which they don't, it's still going to be an operator. 2 shots, very fast movement, and a quick reload.
Why didn't Gen.G just ban it? Guys, it literally comes down to this, right? Gen.G, they had 2 options. They either play Sunset or they play Split. Long story short, they thought they had more chance on Split than they did Sunset. Same with Loud, but replace Sunset with Lotus.
Extra information is a decent start. Zeka finding 1. That's the spike down for John QT as well. This is starting to get worrying.
It's all it is.
13 HP as well. You know, he's pretty much in an even fight regardless
This
of
is a
who he
little bit
takes on.
scary.
That
Heal
needs
comes
to
in.
come
It's a
through.
huge
Look, we
heal
just
on
need
this
some
one.
time.
3 pass and stack. They
Clock
now
runs
get the
down.
gun as well.
Health goes back up for Texture.
I care.
100 HP. Lakia and Munchkin. They're
Ow.
in a fight with him, but they have to walk into the open to take
30
that fight.
seconds. They're
Into
definitely
a
doing the right
big
thing in terms of
crossfire
taking
and
Heaven,
play
but
for
we can
Sentinels.
check the
Instead,
cam
we're gonna
here.
take some space
John
in
still
Heaven.
has another trip, but he
Get
doesn't
that
want to
little
use
bit
it
of
yet.
extra space to play with. And
Oh
here comes
man,
a snake bite.
does that even reach?
Not gone fully into the corner. Still a nade to play with for Texture. Flash for Lakia. But they're caught off guard and Celsius.
Nicely done, bro. What is it with this team and ecoing? Yeah, and they maybe went too far without actually just like prodding around the map and getting information. So nice nice fight back from Sentinels here, and they pick up some guns on top of it.
4 players with rifles. Already you're seeing the initial juice pitch being won, and really
Where's everyone else here? This is the issue with you know when you anti-eco, when you kind of when you kill the dog or like the drone or whatever it is, and you didn't actually take too much map control, that's where it gets like really risky.
And that is a really rough way.
We clear out that like bit of info and you didn't get too much map control, it's a nightmare. That's why most people kind of save the dog for actually just like full execing entering the site.
Just a few pistols will struggle immensely on this. Now, we've seen this a couple times. This poison orb thrown up over right at the start of the round from
The molly
Munchkin.
miss in the corner, yeah.
A lot of problems for that Sentinels
It
defense with the
could have
fact
been
that
a
he
different
can
round if
slip
some
out
util was
to the
different.
right side. You're gonna
This
need
is nice
a
from
trap there,
Sassy.
which can obviously
Good
be
dog over
broken by
towards
some
A means they
extra
can
utility if
hold
you
strong over
bounce it
towards
through.
middle.
So it's not going to be that consistent. And if you leave it unchecked, well, someone's going to be sneaking through it in some round. You never know when. Always in the back of your mind. Now, the mid hold, very strong for Sentinels. I don't imagine there's too much trouble. The close range and
Oi, oi, oi. We're going back here. Ray's ult popped. It means that they can get space, get the 2 guns. And a lot of this comes down to Sassy to clean up here.
Sassy needs to hold strong.
Only one person with armor. That's another gun as well, and they are out of position. They do it back to them. They have heaven control, so they can plant for sight. I mean, plant for heaven, even.
Munchkin in a good spot, has a teammate alongside him, may not even need
What a
it.
reply back. Nicely done. And yeah, I would say over towards middle. I mean, there were just 4 people here. It was nicely done from Gen.G, just having the firing squad ready for when the smoke ran out.
That's true.
And this is something where Zellsis has... I mean, Zellsis is a lunatic over towards middle, and I think you can punish it. It wasn't massively his fault because he had help there, but Gen.G just had numbers with it.
That was Zellsis' orb as well that went down, because the other one was thrown in B main.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit risky for the eco, in my opinion.
Again, it's an error from either side, both in the early stages.
Now where are we?
Right,
Now we have 2 guns. Tens gets the first kill as they decide to go fast over towards B. Now they got to stack over towards B. And Tens has got to smoke this off.
Well, that's it, because they happen to take the fight up against one
And
of
it's
the
a
players
weird
who
round
has
for
that
Gen.G
rifle.
because there's a gun down
And
here and they
GenG,
should
the
try and
other
get
side
it out of
the
there,
map,
I
is running the
think.
Phantom. Now actually swapping over.
They're going to go
Tens,
eco
I
them
would
back
say.
again.
But
This is probably going to be a reaction from them taking middle, they then take B main. Especially as the flash goes in and they realize that it doesn't hit anyone. There's a gun down, as we can see here. It could be pretty nice. Yeah, and with that info, he knows that's a free gun and drops one back for someone else to get. This is a scary round for Gen.G. They get denied here. They realize that they've taken over towards B main because their hat's gone down. And then, you'd imagine we get the stack coming in. And we go look over here. You have a wall. You have double trip. You have Tens who has a smoke and a flash with 40 seconds. I'm nervous for them. It looks like a number 50. What gun have we got here? Okay, good news is Zellsis only has a classic.
Really on Zellsis though, so it is going to be onto him.
Oh, he's forced out of position. That paranoia. It's landed on the players.
Only a classic gets 1.
Caught by the trap, another now inside.
Only a classic gets 2.
2 kills with a classic for Zellsis. He's being wrapped on, at least a chance to
Surely
shoot
not.
down.
15 seconds, by the way.
Meteor. There we go. It's a connection with 12 seconds left.
And that's a spike. Well, and now we can pick up some of the guns as well. What is going on?
2-2.
You're never going to believe this, but that was a MasterCard thrift.
Yeah, they're getting their money's worth.
Is that the first one we've seen so far?
No, I believe it's the third.
Third in a row.
This is such a peculiar game. Now, obviously, because both teams are still sort of building up finances.
What is this?
The next one's not going to be, but if you've ever seen an advertisement for buying the SEN bundle, that is 2 kills off the back of Zellsis. The man
Yeah, Zellsis said yesterday he wants to get the most classic kills, right? And he's got so many.
At least they're feeling it too. Kaplan with his thrifty calls. Forgot the MasterCard in front of it, but I'll forgive him. I'll forgive him this once. Well, GenG.
I like how Sentinels are approaching this though. Heavy prioritization on this pause here because they keep doing the DRX smoke.
It's a little unfortunate, but these things happen. There was a combo of util again thrown towards them, making that a little bit more awkward. They try to take some
Smoke goes over towards middle, blocks vision, dog goes in, Zellsis pops his smoke, and double checks that no one's followed this all the way through. So fake pressure, denied, and they have strolled into the site. 1 kill trap on the site here. Dude, they're gonna win. They're gonna win this one back. They're in good positions. TP over the trip as well. They managed to get a plant. We got any spams for heaven? No.
He's still going forward.
The hard retake.
A position you usually expect, but the big difference to this is Karen. He's also there with a paranoia in hand, and it's about to come through. There it is. The step was heard. But luckily, those players are able to round the corner just in time. Nade, not Likely going to force Meteor back.
Actually, is in a really good spot, especially as they put pressure over towards Heaven. Sorry, over towards Spawn.
In his mind, but the paranoia is kept in the back pocket. Now burned up to go towards
Extra.
Elbow. Here comes the blast pack from Zekin.
Oh.
He's towards the side, picking up Karen. And Celsius had opened up the rest, leaving Meteor alone, doing so much damage. It looks like Munchkin was able to catch an angle.
Team mollied him out.
That's buying a little bit
Yeah,
more
he should have
time.
enough time on this one.
Has
Nicely
to
done.
run for the hills now. There's no time left with another
And he goes
foul.
down as well. What is this?
Take the lead. It's not
I tell you what,
quite a
Gen.G
MasterCard
get a
thrifty,
big
but it is Red Bull
advantage if it
clutch.
keeps going like this, though. If it keeps going back and forward like this, Gen.G get a
Script really is just
huge
paying dividends
advantage.
at this point.
great start.
A round break back for Gen.G.
Wild first 5 rounds, it
Again,
really
we
is.
talk about Sentinels in these
It's all over the place.
And they're phenomenal. Just being able to come in from behind, isolating
Still
these fights,
it's
and
still
even
nice
after
though.
the
It's not like a
aggressive positions
frantic one where everyone's
Munchkin,
like misplaying a little
the
bit. It's
leader of
actually
the
just
team,
like
someone who's been highlighted so many times.
there's definitely misplays, but it's
different
still
members of his
it's like good
roster
from the other
to
team
help
forcing
elevate.
them
Well,
to
this
make
time,
mistakes or forcing them into
He's
like
done it individually.
acts.
Straight away, Blade Storm popped. The pacey side of this round.
Miss Satchel on this one, we got a Viper ult, but this time normally with the Viper ult they put a trip in it, but this time we have double kill trips.
Straight over the top goes Meteor. He's looking to pressure.
John gets out of there as well. We've got another kill trip like we said. Does get dealt with. While this is going on, we take over towards B main. We get an orb. Sassy, 1 kill away from his ult now.
You don't expect to see a Sentinels crunch just yet. And look at how much they're keeping in their back pocket for the eventual fight. A paranoia is still to work with almost every piece of utility that the big ones
Munchkin.
online. One flash just popped by Sassy, but Meteor turns. The blades are used up. Look, they're not finished pushing. Lakia went charging forward, even though his teammate had
Look at this weird battle at Heaven.
From Gen.G, but Munchkin capitalizes on the chaos.
Damn, bro, really gets double.
That's a huge position.
He's a monster right now. He's holding down all of this on his own, back to back.
Buying so much time as only John QT's on the site, flanked out and distracted by Meteor. The clock is running down. Munchkin late flanks up through Heaven, and the classic fight's awkward. The knife kill is in, but it's too little.
Yeah, but time is gone on this one, and we finally string 2 in a row, and Gen.G take the lead of 4-2. And it's interesting because Sentinels change up a lot of their stuff all the time, and normally when they lose sight, they take heavy over towards ramp. And that's probably why Munchkin's like playing so aggro to try and punish it. But the fact they're taking over towards spawn, it's like making them take spawn, and then then they're not doing like their normal retake protocols. So I wonder if they're gonna go back to their normal protocols and start prioritizing here for the retakes. It's a weird way that Gen.G are kind of punishing Sentinels at the moment, but I like it still.
You can understand why. 4 back-to-back victories.
They're just taking the free space here because normally they take here, but Munchkin's just doing so good.
But as said, Gen.G have been so fantastic at adapting. They beat EDG, they beat PaperX, they've been evolving throughout this tournament.
The money's so high because of the beginning madness.
Just because this map is solid for Sentinels.
Dog over towards middle, dog in return over towards B.
Gen.G denied some more information.
And looks like they created a bit of pressure over towards A Heaven as well, but John's got really good info. Second has his ult, Lakia has his ult, Munchkin, if they get over towards site, has his ult.
Some ultimates to back them up. On the side of Gen.G, though, Munchkin's game has been fantastic. Just last round, the way he played and controlled Heaven in the late game.
Ollie for Heaven.
It allowed that spike to explode. Now he's got
They can't flood out.
Thanks to his hard work. Seekers as well, but they're not used. Instead, it's going to be dashed straight out in front of the Seekers. Meteor, though, he's caught. He can't quite see anything for a moment, but as the cloudburst fades, he's able to find a
This guy on site has to do everything. No one else managed to get out yet.
Holding on to life barely, and he'll eventually be shut down with the Viper's pit in. This becomes a
hard
round to win, but a showstopper popped. It's going to be a gamble from Zek, and he has to pick a spot, and he's found Karen, but landed with his back.
Yeah, no idea they got the guy behind him though. John has to 1v3, takes down 1, 1v2. Still though. With the Viper online. Run away.
This
Dude,
guy has been so good so far.
they can't buy. Well, they could buy and take a gamble. One person could judge, but this is an insane start at the moment.
Very, very low. You're going to try and hit towards that plant spot. So he repositions forward into that Viper's pit and just manages to isolate.
Yeah, I'm enjoying how they're playing a lot of these situations. It's really nice from Gen.G.
Knowing that his opponent would eventually try and catch him on the ping, it has been such a worldie of a game. And here's someone as well This is his 7th, I believe, international event. The best spot the Munchkin has
An
ever
early
finished
timeout, and
is
man, there is
9th
so
to
much
10th.
that they can talk
He
about.
went through
They can talk
the
about their
likes of
retakes over
Fraser
towards
Goon,
A if they
Capacity
want. They
that
can talk
never
about the
really
fact that
achieved
maybe they
anything.
need to fight
And
heavier
he's
over
already got
towards
top
B
3.
because of the
This
orb
man
that
is
is creating
going
too
so
much
much
pressure.
more.
I think that would be the main thing I would say, is that they probably need to like actually go aggro onto B. You might see Omen go over towards B, and they could even get an op out if eventually they get enough money. There's like loads of options right now.
Actually, even Munchkin's runs, it was always playing the same teams twice. Like, it happened against Foot, it happened against Gambit. I can't remember the other team, but there was definitely a back-to-back as well. This guy always ends up facing a team and then coming back and being eliminated by them later on.
He does always seem to improve, though. That's the thing
There's a lot of stuff they can talk about for sure. Really nice. I love the approach from GenG at the moment. It's been good.
Sentinels into a position where
They've looked at some of the tendencies and they're playing off it well.
This is a team that, well, they played loud a couple of times in their
Especially
last 4
even with
matches.
this, right? They do a
Loud
bit of
only
pressure
4
over
rounds
towards
or 3
middle,
rounds.
and
So
normally
GenG are
normally
already
Sentinels like to
way
fight
far
middle,
and
and
above
B
other
is like
teams
open
that
for a
Sens
retake, and they
have
just
had
kind of
to
make sure that they
battle
can't take any
against.
map control. But when they have a Viper ult, it's just so fine to do. Sentinels were on top of it in terms of fighting heavier site, but it was just Meteor, right? Actually won a lot of the duels on site.
Having your Sky play it, that's intriguing.
Outlaw comes out onto Lakia, knowing that they're going to be buying into it, and he has 5 people that he can one-shot.
How little this is being used, and
Smoke goes in, and they go for their punish over towards B main. So they take B main, it's a flash, and it's an Omen flash. Flash doesn't hit, they don't have to Omen flash.
It could be. He's learning from the best. Well, 5 on the board already for GenG, as we said. This
So yeah,
was not gonna
they
be
at least
a
talked about
pretty
how they
start
need to
from
go
what
over
we
towards
guessed,
B
at
main,
least.
so they fall back on their
Split
B
has been
punish.
terrifying, like you're saying. But GenG
Now
have
what?
already far exceeded expectations. They've got a commanding lead early on, even after a scrappy beginning, even after denial of the second round. I thought that was the start of the end, Tom. I was starting to worry. But here we are, round number 8, and GenG have another chance to extend this lead.
Well, they now know they got this in play. This is fine. They can definitely fall back because they have this guy over towards A, and it's giving them a full route over towards A. And he's doing good at not overextending because this camera is very common from them. Damn, they've done some good prep for this, by the way. They only had like a day, or like a night.
It was probably off the idea that, okay, we could have doubled back through and taken control into heaven. Cam already going to be gone, but now with 30 seconds left.
Info trip and kill trip on site. Time is pretty low here. They've done good in terms of blocking vision, and this is a relatively late dog from Sassy as well. Does go middle, and a lot is on John here.
Good trap by John QT, a little closer.
John, if he can get another, he's a god.
And there's still some harassment on the site. John QT drops
He did great though. He did really, really great. This is a massive, massive duel. 47. Munchkin wins every duel at heaven, it seems.
Zekin, full HP.
Takes him down to 20 as well.
Oh,
the Omen flash was just short.
Seals the fate of this one with Tens having 2 players to drop.
And nicely done, Munchkin in these after plants over towards A. He's doing a lot of damage, winning a lot of duels. This is nice from GenG. Their overall macro at the moment is like perfect. They definitely looked into the tendencies of Sentinels.
Are actually catching players. Look at John QT right now. He's 12 and 5 because they are running into his trips. He's getting an opening kill, but every single time there's a response from GenG.
But every single time, this guy just wrecks A heaven.
Is on point. They are so quick and so committed as well. You're going into a site with 20 seconds
Is this
left.
GG? Normally with this comp you would say it is, but Sentinels have an insanely good attack half, so it's still fine.
It looked like plain sailing.
Fine is maybe a strong word, but
like
they should be panicking, but not like it's out of control panic.
I can only imagine being in the coaching seat. You're screaming about the time left, but they had it all under control. Cool as a cucumber as we go into round number 9. Sentinels, as we said, they've got scraps, and the pistols are apparent to us. There's only a few ghosts.
Yeah, and
Sheriff,
still heavy focus on over towards B main. Yeah, Munchkin is doing bits, by the way. Really is.
The weapon's going to be upgraded, and
opening this one up, winning every duel over towards A, heaven in the after
all the way
plants.
through this event. We've talked about Karom. We've talked about the likes of Tens.
The fragging IGL, yeah, it really is.
We underestimated Munchkin because right now he is on an absolute
11
tear.
and 3.
Again, just the patience. You're going to see the gamble.
And they just cut sounds. They cut sounds, question marks all over the map, and stack over towards A comes in. They just walk out.
Just walks a little stroll.
Holy hell, this is really good from them.
A round that now already looks over. Yeah, sure, the Sentinels retakes have been good historically, but if they pull this one off with a couple of Ghosts, a Classic, and a Sheriff, well, we're going to be marveling at that for a long time.
Yeah, there's something special about doing it in a post plant on your way back through.
Might just decide to go down to the
like
spike
this,
here. I think it is the right call.
Essentially a quick fire, a semi-automatic 2-shot op in play for Lakia with everybody on light shields. It really is one of those rounds where you start to think about just going down to the spike, maybe dropping some weapons if Gen.G do get a bit aggressive. And, well, that's a bit of... What in the world is that?
I mean, he wanted a gun upgrade anyway. They're going to be buying heavy armor.
Of all the ways I thought I'd see that weapon used, running through your own nade to double hip fire at a player who's eco, that was not on my list. I didn't see that coming.
Hey,
I thought it was fine.
It's a gun that he
probably need to zoom in, but it's relatively accurate when doing that. Okay, Sentinels do need to actually like get a bit of control here, though. It is getting slightly out of hand. Cyber, thank you so much for the 3 months, man. Appreciate the tier 1. Thank you for doing that.
It was spoken about in an interview with Alex after their last match. He said that it just feels like Gen.G have a great read on us. At the moment, it's looking like they have a great read on Sentinels as well, because the way they've started this match off, they've gone the right way every single time. The paranoia, decent.
Go the slug monk.
But the counter there, Tens will be able to keep his life, and the aggression quelled for
Don't judge him.
Look how
That was my first attempt. Don't judge him too much. Bro, they actually tried to punish over towards A Heaven. They actually tried to punch over towards Heaven and 4 people go down.
As you could expect, in that they run into the entirety of the defense and they still win it.
Yeah, Gen.G
win it flawlessly. That's how
kind of walking on water at the moment.
Right now.
They genuinely took about 40 damage across the board in those fights. It's absurd. Again, this time Sentinels had the perfect read. They had the expectations, they had the rotations, they had the players in position.
Need to stabilize. I mean, they can't. Nothing they do is working at the moment.
All he can do at this point is just look to hold on to the rifle, but the credits are flowing for Gen.G. Of course they're going to try and hunt him down.
Yeah, why not? There's no hassle even for most of these players dying. I'll take an orb and give you 1 towards a neural theft. No worries.
It's great, you can have 2.
Yeah, have them all, mate. Have the ult. He's got 1 at least with Munchkin down, and the others maybe a little too far away. Texture, no blast pack.
Yeah, at least saves a gun here.
Made, but
wait, don't swing.
Blow up in time. So,
okay, can they get 4 is the big question. Can they get 4? Do we get a replay of this?
One team having 8, the other team having 2. The fact that it's Gen.G with the 8 on their attack side so far, little surprising. The fact that we've actually, I would say, most of this game so far, I've been complimenting Gen.G, pushing and pulling the map.
It's a hard one to deal with because it's like Raze ult. You can't really all swing to it because then you could give them a double kill. First guy's already wrecked. Weird situation.
What else? What other kind of challenge can you present?
But that's the thing. I think going into this match, it was almost unequivocal that Sentinels were the best team in the world on split.
Dude, look at how passive Gen.G are playing, though. They're just like, well, they probably have to go aggro now. We can just wait. The longer that we kind of do this, the more pressure we create. Orb goes up. They've now got a double info trip to kind of deal with anyone that could lurk out. And honestly, the DRX smoke is really causing him a lot of hassle. He had no idea just how well he owned the timing. And Gen.G are kind of right in terms of Sentinels wanting to go super aggro on this one. They see a good amount of players, they decide to go real fast on this. And Zellsis might just have owned it. And he stays alive. Ooh.
2 kills down, the first time they've really managed to catch them off guard. Texture falls, and just 2 remain. Meteor looking for a move. He's at least gonna get 1. A quick snap.
Dude, imagine.
Make this one a little bit competitive. And the man
40 seconds still.
Has been insane.
Heal through for Zellsis. It's not going to be an easy fight on any front. He's choosing the harder of the 2.
Yeah, he knows he can't go up that rope because he's dead.
There we go. One player
maybe with the smoke to go up the rope. Block off one side or just throw it in the middle. Right in the middle. No one's going to get into it.
He
wanted to try and get close and pick it up. Okay, nice round from Zalsis. Let's see if they can get 4. Still like how Gen.G played it, to be honest, though. Like, it was not too bad at all. They just weren't ready for the person in ropes taking a timing.
Something I was ready to say today.
The good thing for Sentinels fans out there is we have seen mass landslide victories for the side of Sentinels on either side of the map. They have proven it time and time again. Look at their last match versus Loud, 9 rounds. So they can do it. It's not a death sentence, especially if they can get to 4, but it's the manner in which Gen.G have been winning.
One away from Lakia's Seekers as well. They go heavy over towards Heaven. 4 people here again, but we've seen this before. Nah, that's a really nice nade on top of it. Need to make sure they don't overheat too much. Oh my goodness.
Sassy as well helps out. They're blinded and paranoid by Tens, who's now making his appearance up top. Boombot through. It's found a player, and the bullets soon follow.
This is nice though. Smoke over towards here, just making this like a death pit. I'm surprised the Texture went for it, but if he gets that kill, it's a different round probably because it opens up everything.
Shaky, but they found their footing now. And actually, I maybe even spotted both players there. I'm not sure if the dog got far enough through that wall to see Karen, but either way, they'll suspect it. Spike on the floor, and they'll attempt to take it. Problem is, Zalsis is stood on the other side of that smoke. Sassy up top, spraying away with him. With 50 seconds left and 5 players to take down. Well, we said the last round was a bit too big of a task.
This one's a bit harder.
Protect the KD at all costs. Munchkin can't really hope for anything else. Looking for the fight, and Tens is just being an irritation at this stage, just placing smokes in his face. This is all just a formality. No hope for this one to go wrong for Sentinels.
The satchel. Wait, he gets no assist for that?
Couple of flawless to give them their 4th round onto the board after what was almost a flawless half out of Gen.G. An early, shaky back and forth.
No damage? Yeah, but it should be like a... You get something for that, surely.
They've definitely put themselves in a good spot, but as we know, Sentinels can definitely turn the tide.
It's not over yet, that's for sure, but Gen.G
flying in the air sometimes.
How things have gone so far. In fact, we've got
smokes do no damage. Yeah, exactly. Smokes do no damage. Stuns do no damage.
Hey guys, Mika Fabs here in the crowd right now with Jules, a Gen.G super fan. Hey Jules, where are you from?
I'm from Korea, but I live in the States as well.
Oh, okay, so this is a tough match for you, but clearly you are for Gen.G. I actually hear you're a friend of Textures, right?
Yes, I am.
Oh wow, so how do you know him, and what is he like outside of the game?
I'm his channel moderator, and he's just a great guy, a friendly guy as well.
Yeah, you mentioned that he works really, really hard as well outside of the game, right?
Absolutely. We call him pro streamer because he's a pro player, but he streams like streamer. He always works outside of his streams as well. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's been such a character as well, and so fun to watch too. Now, finally, I hear you're not just a Gen.G fan, you're not just a Texture fan, but you're an overall VCT fan. You've been to so many events. Can you let us know what they are?
Yes, I've been to Pacific last year and also went to LA for Champs. This year I'm at Madrid and I'm going to Seoul for Champs again.
Awesome! So we might see you again and we might have to loot back this interview and come full circle. Now finally, I need you to give one big shout out to all of the Gen.G fans over here in the stage and everywhere. Give your best battle cry for Gen.G.
Thank you. Wow! I think Gen.G is gonna win. Guys, Gen.G has been exceeding the expectations and they're really gonna do well. So please root for Gen.G.
All right, let's
I mean, she asked for a battle cry. It's a fair play.
But on the other side, we also do have to hear it for Sentinels
She's put on the spot.
Back into the game.
All right, Tom. Yeah, you know what? I got to hear a Gen.G battle cry, but the crowd didn't really turn up for Sentinels, Tom. Give me your best Sentinels battle cry. Hype them up. Give it to me.
Oh, buy the SEN bundle. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. I can't believe.
You can work on your delivery, Tom. I'll say that.
The battle cry, I have a tear in my eye. That was fantastic.
It was wonderful. Well,
8-4 though.
We've heard about Gen.G's hard-working
must-win pistol for Sentinels.
And listen, hard work pays off. So far, a 4-round lead.
We stack someone up over towards B.
The best team in the world on this map, Tom. They've got to
they
show us
have
why they're called that here on their attack.
I mean, honestly, this wall is hard to deal with.
Because as we know, next map up is the choice.
Got a cubby here. You got a literal cubby here. A vision block here.
Not a bad map for Sentinels, but you wouldn't want to be going in this series with a deficit. Zekken now becomes
So Dog goes over towards middle, gets them some info, and then Dog goes out over towards A. John was tucked in the whole time, I'm pretty sure. Lakia goes a little bit closer.
Especially on that raise. It's been fierce. Lakia though.
Oh, punished. Well, yeah. Traded the camera.
Been having a bit of a rough map individually. And the problem is, this is all just the ruse. This is going to start pulling players over and put the pressure on.
Would you check this in a pistol round? Yeah.
It's a spot that you have to check on the way out.
You should, though. Right? Wait, John walks in.
Look at him. You see him in
pulls him back.
Just sneaking past towards the screen.
Well, this is weird.
They'll never expect him to be in this corner. And the steps heard on the rotation back.
He hears them go back.
Gap is absolutely massive. No way that
yeah, do they expect this guy in sight?
Expect someone to be on the site. He could think that's
oh
the
boy.
Only player. One guy
oh man, Texture.
No
this is scary. Does have a nade as well.
For Texture to be here though, oh, they'd have to be ever vigilant to see it, and now he's got an opportunity to trade it back further. It's huge from Texture.
Oh god, it all just got crushed, man. Their hopes just got crushed. Got to stick the plant.
They need to plant it now. If they can deny this, it's done on the spot. Karen does well to find one.
Holy man, Texture played it perfect. Yeah, and the issue was, right, he had 2 people run off, so he's like, well, there's 2 people here already. Would they really have left one over towards site?
That man there, Texture, win an impossible
double
round.
Pistol.
Win a round that never should have been. There was one where he exploded through a smoke and instantly popped 3 heads. This one was discipline. This one was waiting patiently for the perfect moment to strike.
Hey, he really played well.
He takes down 3 players. This man
why were they sure no one was psyched? They had 2 run away.
Within this Gen.G roster. And that has got to be infuriating for Sentinels because GenG basically did everything right. Gets an opener, catches the player rotating.
It's because he had 2 here, that's why they didn't think someone was sight. Especially when there's only 4 people alive. Why would there be 3 in this area? But still, you should check sight.
Even thinking back, he heard the second player running up in heaven. Chance of a third being there very low. Karen, not in danger. In fact,
oh my god, he got one behind the dog.
They were close, but
he tried to kill the dog, and he gets one.
But Texture finds it instead.
Not near enough to get this judge.
GenG, a fantastic follow-up round to their pistol.
4-10.
Stacking them the chips even further on their side of the table.
Extra 2 away from his ult. On attack side to split.
More ways than one today. Unless Sentinels come alive fairly soon, we could be seeing their greatest ever defeat with this iteration on this map. They've played it so many times within the Americas, so many times already in this tournament as well. Right now, GenG are showing why they might just be the hope of Pacific to finally get towards a title win. It definitely feels still a fair bit away. But in this round, they've not got a completely weak purchase. A few rifles, an outlaw as well. Okay, Karen's left on a pistol, and Munchkin's SMG is not the most desired weaponry. I'm also looking at Texture being 2 orbs away from having that showstopper.
Yeah, they do just want to do damage on this one. It doesn't matter if they lose.
Well, if anything, that's the pressure of this round. They've got the rifles, but they need to find success with it. Weaker weapons for GenG. That outlaw is dangerous.
Everyone can
What's
tank
more
a bullet
dangerous
from
is
this.
The 4 players on this A site. We saw GenG run into this. 4 of Sentinels up in heaven. And GenG lost about 40 HP.
These guys in middle can now go a little bit further.
Execution on the A site.
And it's looking for an A split, but there is 4 people in this box. 2 people on site, 1 guy spawn, 30 seconds. It's pretty scary right now. Enz only has 1 smoke.
Munchkin can always have somewhere to fall back to.
Oh boy.
That's a big mistake.
20 seconds, 1 guy still on site. Sorry, 2 guys still on site. Yeah, and the bait comes in.
For this extra man, Lakia tucked in the corner. Sentinels, 12 seconds left, and a 1 versus 2.
Yeah, and they realize they can plant for heaven. They still go for a safer plant on this one. Tells Elsis to go over towards ramp.
Everybody dying around the window means that he might even
no matter what, it's good damage. It's still winnable, especially with the smoke.
Okay. It would have to be an instant headshot. And although they pushed in
armor rebuy, 3 guns.
Pretty much all of GenG, at least all of their weaponry, Sentinels do manage to weather the storm just about.
Well, Tom, you know, this is the expected.
This is a nightmare.
result, though.
Razel, but they could get a Razel if
one on the
they
back of the
go over
pistol,
towards
the
B
other the
main.
follow-up. You
So
win
maybe
your
we see a
third up
heavy
against
fight
those
over towards
weaker
B main.
weapons. It
Might even
still
be
gets
worth putting the
close.
raise here.
Couple of well-placed
Yeah.
shots by Sentinels puts them ahead in those fights. A good reposition.
The most
in
common
end.
thing here would be able to go for this,
But one
or
battle
try and get the
goes
Razel
slightly
for the
differently,
Razel.
and this map spirals out of their control. They're holding on to a cliff's edge by their fingernails.
And Meteor is ready
And a
with this
10
one.
to
Oh
5
boy.
Gen.G now pull out the showstopper, and they've gotten
Actually
away.
did no...
Just about
Okay,
rounding the
little
corner
bit of
in time.
damage.
That was a target-rich environment.
Little bit of damage.
But now
Meanwhile, while
Gen.G
this has
have to
happened, they
fall
pushed
back
over
surely.
towards
They
B
won't
main,
keep
so they
pushing.
crunch in
They won't
towards
keep
this
taking
area.
space. With
And now
Texture's
what?
gone back, but
Dog gets
Meteor's
used
gone
early.
forward.
This guy didn't
He doesn't
make a
even have
sound.
dash online.
Oh.
This guy's crazy. He's cloud bursting around.
Imagine
to
he
try
gets
and
one
stay
here.
alive. He's still not running away, Tom. He's sticking around
Okay.
for a fight. I did not
Almost.
expect that.
He's
Maybe not expecting that many
bold
players to be
guy.
there.
I think if he ran back a normal path thing though, he gets
Such an
killed by the
aggressive start,
spam.
paranoia
So
showstopper combo
he kind of did alright.
could have eliminated half of Sentinels.
Like it
instead
looks a little bit
of
crazy
nothing.
as to why he's sticking, but if he goes into like
Kinda look
this
like Gen.G is
doorway with that many
scrambling a
people
little
there,
bit.
he probably gets spammed.
Such aggressive positions.
And yeah, he just kind of panics a little bit with the game. That was it.
Still
Still though, yeah, I was gonna say 50 seconds. They didn't clear too much map control, only this, which means that the stack can come in, and they don't have the dog to clear any of these angles, and they only have one flash. Wait, wrong team. They only have one flash. If Second can get this orb, the ult would really help. Yeah. Lovely way of handling it. Still people here.
But there's a response. Gen.G equalize things, catch them on the rotate up through heaven, and drop the spike. 20 seconds left, and then A buys even more time. The rotation now from Texture
can't go B.
realizes they're gonna want to
No, they
hightail
can't
it,
go.
move
They
to
can't
the
go
other
B.
side, but
Can't
look,
go B.
He's already here.
Right?
He's ahead of them with 10 seconds left. There's no time for delay. They need this fight. They need to win it. And they have just about 5 seconds. 4 as he reaches the side. It's too late. They bought enough time. The spike plant doesn't come in.
This man's positioning has been pretty much second.
Yeah, nicely
to
done
none.
from Gen.G here as well. Like the block of vision just meant that they could get the stack, and every single time it feels like they just group up over towards A if they don't have any B main control. This was a very nice round. Insta resets them in terms of the money.
Drops the spike and then instantly hightails it. Knows that he can have faith in Munchkin to hold on to that site and buys almost exactly enough time. The fact that it has to be slowed down just enough, that split second does the work. The heroes are there, the stars are aligning.
Okay.
Sentinels are on their last legs.
And they're all in.
Investing
They're
back
all
into
in
this
for
one.
it.
They have some rifles.
Oh boy.
and they're
Four
almost
people.
at a
4
vital
people can get one shot by this. And they set it up with a flash over towards A to confirm it as well. Pretty sure this guy didn't get hit by it. Judge is back in.
Karen knows exactly what was going down. This weapon, the Judge in hand, it could be somewhat unexpected. They'll see his economy was low. Will they anticipate it upstairs in heaven? This is a danger up against.
Oh no. Not like this though,
Anybody.
right? Not like
Away,
this.
Straight into Karen's waiting arms. If he wins this at first already, that's another nail in Sentinel's coffin, and he's back. He's just creating some space.
Oh, gonna say where you
Not
TP
getting out
into.
alive. In fact, sticking around for another
Whoa,
fight.
how did he get a
Tens
second
doubles
one
up.
there? Nicely done from Tens. This guy on site can still win though. In terms of Munchkin, he's been having mad impact on attack. See. Still got the mad impact, it looks like. Spike did fall down.
Bringing things back into an even
If
scenario.
Zelsis gets a plant, he gets
Not
his
so
ult,
low
and he
this
will be
time,
using
but
it for
Bakio
sure.
already
Oh
gonna
god.
switch up. He's gonna play into the orb, has a flash ready to go straight out of it. It is being
Whoa.
watched over, he drops one against
Damn, bro, the confidence from them as well, yeah.
Puts the 12th
Holy
round
hell,
onto the
7?
board for Gen.G. Every decision, every battle just seems to be correct for this squad. And I can't believe what I'm seeing. A 7-round deficit for Sentinels on their
Look at
best
that,
map,
look at what he
the
saw.
map
How'd
they
you get 2
chose,
there?
And a map that I'll be honest, we did not see Gen.G competing in.
That's ludicrous, man. Yeah, that's actually insane that he does that and they still lose the round as well.
Sentinels here on Split. A close game is the best you could expect.
The Judge over towards
Dominant
heaven, they're just
victory,
together.
though.
Like Gen.G are playing really well.
They really are changing the game. Round 18 could be the last with an early fight up top.
That was interesting. Second bailed out and it kind of saves his life.
Not deterred from their aggression. Another player on site now. 4 players from Gen.G here ready to fight. Meteor the
Joel.
first to take it, and he won't stop.
They're
3
gods,
kills
bro.
already.
They're absolute gods. They annihilated one of the best splits I've ever seen.
13 to 5.
Well,
You
that
might
is a
have
real
expected to see
statement.
this scoreline.
Real statement. They were very prepped for this. Very, very prepped. Liked it. Especially attack.